Welcome back one and all, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Torment, Tides of Numenera. Where we left off last time, we were about to talk to the Murden Chief. Let's go take a look at what he has to say. The larger size of this Murden and the grey down that covers his head gives him a more stately and menacing look than his compatriots. He hisses at the other Murdens, and the annoying mental static fades until only his own harsh static remains. The noise whines and scratches in your head. As the chief speaks, the human woman at his side translates in a dull monotone. Why you come here, human? Your kind, too afraid. They see their fate. The girl gestures to herself, mimicking the movements of the Murden chief. Who is this woman that speaks your words? The woman stands impassively as the Murdens buzz static through several irritating frequencies back and forth. At last, the chief's mental buzz cuts through them all. She recites the words without feeling or awareness. This is not woman. Shell is empty. Woman is gone. Why you speak of it as human? It is machine. When it expires, we'll find new machine. We speak not human language. We buy slave, we fix slave's brain, slave became machine. Machine speak human. She pauses while the chief clicks and hisses. Slave not need whole brain anymore. Excess brain was tasty. I found the soldiers you imprisoned and I set them free. You had no right to mistreat them. For a long moment the room goes silent. Then furious static crackles through your mind. They were ours. Our playthings, our food. Our first strike against the Memovira. The translator pauses and the chief quivers with rage. You will pay for what you took from us. Her voice turns remarkably flat as the chief raises his blade and hisses, Death to humans. Well, I mean, I guess shit happens, but we did the right thing. I'm not scared of any Murden scum. Yet. 45 health on that one. 30 health on this one. Probably gonna start with that one. We just eviscerated one. That was amazing. That Murden's coming back to fight though. He's like, hey, what? You guys can't just like cause problems. Oh, air the snow. No, Rin! Okay, Rin's fine. Oh no, Rin! Ow. She's gonna be fine, right? I'm gonna actually move a little bit to here, I think.
Yes. Now.
To flank the chief. And then we can hit like everything. With maximum firepower.
You've already lost.
That was a fair amount of damage to each of them.
Comfortable here.
She's going to hide. I just want her to hide no matter what. And then she's going to move to also flank something right there.
That's something I could do.
Cool. Yet another Murden. Who is hitting Makina. Let's see if we can't get some AoE going here.
A little surprise for you. I can barely scratch this thing.
Oh, that's kind of crappy. Alright, sure, hit that one. That one almost died. How many can I hit? Just the two? Oh, don't hit Rin. I hit the wrong button. That's unfortunate. I might have lost the fight by doing that.
Someone needs to smash me in the face with some healing. Strike of heroic proportions.
Or maybe we'll be just fine.
Certus, this is no time for jokes.
Or just to be fine.
lost!
That's pretty much all of them. That's good enough. Just stay right where you are. Rin. Two hit points left. Can you actually do 2 hit points of damage? No. Let's just hide. Ow.
Let me get out from between here.
Let's finish this one off.
As if there were any doubt of my skill.
There's still a full life Murden left, though that is a little bit worrisome. And our people are falling.
Not dying.
That one got hit pretty hard. I wonder if I can... I wonder if she can do any damage
Here
in
I go.
flanking. All she has to do is 1 damage, but that is not a thing she can do. I guess I could heal, but meh.
Get over here. I need healing.
Alright, last one.
Of course.
This should be the end of the fight.
Didn't see that coming.
Alright,
Stop me now.
we killed everything.
Yes.
Let's loot some bodies.
Whatever.
Everyone's a little bit hurt.
it.
We'll get some rest after this, of course. First, we have to loot some bodies. All sorts of shins.
Let's go.
Where's the chief's
Of course.
body? There we go. The Murden Chief's key. A fibrous bar, which is a +2 might pool artifact, which is nice, and some shins as well. Let's see if the translator is back to life. This slim, fit young woman would be attractive if it weren't for the blank stare in her eyes, the spit drooling from her mouth, and the poorly implanted devices that protrude from her skull. The area around the implants weeps pus and some strange, clear fluid. It does not appear that she has been mistreated in any other way. No bruises or scars mark her otherwise smooth flesh. What's your name? She stares blankly. You can see the slight pulse of her heartbeat in the veins near one metallic nodule on her forehead, and she breathes. But lacking these signs, only the thin stream of drool gathering mass at her chin tells you that she lives. Let's kill her out of mercy. You wrap your hands around her throat and squeeze. She does not react as you start to snap her neck. As her eyes bulge and her face reddens, even the rattling of her feet on the floor is entirely involuntary, a reflex driven by the most primitive part of her dead mind. Then, with a sound like rotten twigs underfoot, her bones give way. You release her, and she collapses to the floor.
Let's go.
A battered standard lines the edge of the Murden Chief's nest, covered in his filth. Its cloth is torn and ragged, but remains largely intact. Let's take it. Carefully dismantling the standard from the refuse in the Murden Chief's nest, you pull it free of the twigs, Murden feathers, rotten flesh, and assorted bones and scraps, without damaging it much further. The smell trapped within its folds would make an anine gag. You fold up the standard and put it in your pouch. It's a quest item, apparently. Not really
Let's go
sure what
off.
for
You
yet.
and me.
Just makeshift beds all around, gross, nasty things,
course.
but that's pretty well it in this area. We killed some,
Yes.
how did we miss that earlier? You know what, maybe we don't need sleep. We can just use some spray flesh
right.
to heal up, or we can go I think it's... No, resting I think is cheaper. I'm pretty sure.
Let's go.
We need to find a way to get that Skura some eyes as well. You know what's really kind of cruel? She was kind of being taken care of by these creatures, but we've abandoned her in the dark alone
Here comes the boredom slayer.
with nobody around but corpses. So, let's just ponder that for a second. We left a blind woman in the dark amidst a pile of corpses. No food,
Stop me now.
nothing else like that. Just no water, no food, no sustenance. We just kind of left her there to die. We'll get her some eyes though. It'll even out in terms of whatever karmic forces are in this game. We'll make it okay. We'll get her some eyes or something. I think in this next area we go to,
If you're sure it's
Hopefully
safe.
we'll be able to do a couple of quests. But first, let's see if we can rest, because Hyun is our rest bot. Could you possibly tell me how I can sleep? 65 each. God, that's expensive. 260 shins just to rest.
That's more like
Ridiculous. That being said, I needed the healing, so it'll have to do. So we've explored one part of the bloom. We killed the weird creatures. We did the right thing. They were evil, and I cannot abide by evil on this particular playthrough. In retrospect, I kind of wish we went evil sometimes, although Rin wouldn't have joined us if we were evil. Matkino would be happier in our group, though, probably. Okay, so we have a couple ways we can go. First of all, we can go there. What is that? So the shrine of something. Of Chilla.
For whatever comes.
That's a little Nillish. Do we want to go to Surgeon Slump or Nillish? Let's go to Nillish. Nilish?
One moment,
Whatever. Let's
and
go there
it's done.
because there are some young children we need to beat the crap out of for being mean to that one woman that lets us sleep near her safely. Relatively safely. And we cannot abide by their cruelty towards her. Also, I'd never live in this giant creature. It's super creepy. Oh, that's a lot of people. As you enter the slum, you nearly crash into a small confrontation. 5 mutants surround 3 guards dressed in the distinctive garb of the Memavira's enforcers. Before you hear them say a word, you already know the mood here is ugly, and it's likely to turn to violence soon. A mutant who looks like his face is full of spores or insect eggs leans towards a disgusted, terrified human and says, "You're leaving a trail of fear piss. Who'd pay you for protection?" One of the other guards, less phased, pushes the mutant back. "If it ain't fear piss, it's the spit you're spraying when you talk. Why don't you go hatch your eggs by burying your face in a pillow? Real people are conducting business here." A second mutant, one who had been observing the fracas, noticeably bristles, thorns literally emerging from his arms, shoulders, and face, and he pushes forward. "Every damned one of you looks the same. 2 arms, 2 legs, no surprises. You want to collect our money? I'll make you eat it, and your friend can collect it from your rotting shit." The mutant punctuates each sentence with an increasingly vicious stab of its finger. You can feel the bloody tide rising, and if you wish to intervene, the clock is winding down. Let's talk to people we need to talk to. Who are the named people? Sergeant and I guess the spiny mutant. Let's talk to this one first. This burly man's face seems to have been partially melted in some unspeakable battle. Keeping his eyes on the mutants, he says, "Ask your questions, but you might want to do it quick. I don't think our hosts want to put off their fun for much longer." I'm going to Deception Intimidation. I'm going to suggest that the Memavira's enforcers will come to check on the patrol shortly. He's not good at talking, though, so this is a... It worked! Oh my god, Eridus, you are a genius. You suck at it. He opens his mouth to disagree, then he realizes what you're saying. "Ah, yes, of course, the Memavira keeps a close eye on her patrols. This money is important to operations, and she sends backup to make sure none of it goes missing. They're bloody-minded bastards, too." The mutants' muscles tense as they lean away. They exchange worried glances. The thugs seem calm for men whose lives are being threatened. They recognize the words, but they don't seem to be believing they're in much danger. Let's talk to the spiny mutant.
Mine's better than I was seconds ago.
The spine-covered mutant's eyes remain focused on the Memavira's enforcers, his mouth drawing thinner and thinner. "I'm going to ask who's in charge of this area." This arouses tight laughter from the assembled mutants. "You'd recognize Gar Kotu if you saw it. Our prince lives in the tank in the center of Little Nilish. Not big on mobility, our prince." Laughter resounds again, and the mutants focus on the enforcers. Skepticism and distrust mar the mutants' already unpleasant faces. They don't know or trust you. That's not great. Let's continue to try talking. "Ask the mutant leader how the situation started," he snorts. "They came to collect their protection money for the Memavira, but the Memavira can't enforce anything. She's weak. Everyone knows it. Look at these poor specimens. They can't even protect themselves." The mutants are noticeably less hostile than they were. You might manage to escape the situation without bloodshed if you play this right. Alright, let's try and talk to this spiny mutant once
Ready
again.
for whatever comes.
I'm going to try and persuade and urge the mutants to keep the Memovira's patrol alive. She's not great at talking either, but she's better than Eridus. 90% is good enough. The mutants' leader looks to his fellows and back at you. He makes some calculations. We understand you want to stay on the Memovira's good side, he replies, but this has to end. Unless you can think of another way, we've got to put them down before they steal the last shin in Little Nilish. The eyes of the mutants no longer glower at you. Indeed, they almost seem intrigued. Alright, let's see if we can't continue our talking. Ask how the situation started with him. He coughs a bit, a wet hack, and says, "We make this route every month. We're collectors. It's our job to bring in revenues for the Memovira from her loyal subjects." He pauses as the mutants break out in raucous, derisive laughter, then continues, "But they laid in wait for us and got the jump on us as we walked into Little Nilish. The thugs are alert, but they're not frightened. They don't seem to believe the violence is imminent." Let's try one more time. Oh, we don't have anything else to do. Okay, that's just movement. Ask how the Memovira might retaliate. She might indeed send backup, and they might indeed kill us, but at least we won't be paying her blood money. Am I not right, friends? The mutants no longer look to their thorny leader. They're watching you. They want to avoid violence. So we're getting there. I'm actually going to move between the two parties. So I can talk to the sergeant, maybe. Rin, what can you do for us? I'm going to try and persuade the mutants to let the humans go with her. She's pretty good at talking. The mutants leader looks... Wait, sorry. Yeah, the mutants leader looks to his fellows and back at you, and he makes some calculations. "As you say," he replies, scowling at his companions. He says to them, "These are deaths we can save for another time, eh? No point in bloodshed with outsiders witnessing." They too look at you, and some unspoken agreement fills their eyes. The human sergeant wastes no time. "My thanks," he says over his shoulder as he hustles his troop towards the exit. "We won't forget this." There. Problem solved. Everything has worked out just fine. No violence. Everyone's okay. Let's quick save. Now, I do want to talk to them about this whole situation, but there are people I need to find first. These two.
Done.
Little D-bags. This is what I came here for. This slim girl is almost a mirror of the boy who stands next to her. They could be twins or clones, so close is the resemblance. You can see that her features are sharp. Those shadows flit and play too quickly across her face to be sure of anything else. She slumps almost imperceptibly inside of her cloak of darkness. As you open your mouth, her companion interposes himself.
I'll remember that.
This sharp-faced young man reminds you of a great rodent, more prone to scampering and sidling than running or walking. Shadows play across his face, distorting his features, and you are unable to get a clear glimpse of his face. Even so, or perhaps especially because of it, he seems to bear a notable resemblance to the young woman standing next to him, their faces shifting and changing in near perfect time. At your approach, he sniffles loudly and drools some phlegmy spit across your path. He wipes his mouth with the back of his hand, and though you can't see his face, his tone conveys the sneer clearly enough. "What do you want, Popinjay?" His voice echoes eerily, a slight delay between the movements of his lips and the sound reaching your ears. "Are you the pair who's been harassing Quinn?" He laughs at you. "What, has she been complaining that we're too mean, too scary? She can afford it. Else we'd be visiting someone else more regularly." "If I hear you've been bothering Quien anymore, I'll tear your eyes out and wear them as a necklace. Got it?"
I'll remember that.
He steps back, looking you up and down. Right, I got it. I'll leave her alone, I promise." "Who's the girl with you?" For the briefest moment, you think you see the face of a victim in her shadows. She casts a despairing eye at you, and then the darkness fills her face with a sneer. "Her? She's no one. I am Vrung. I asked who the girl is with you." I said she's no one you need to be concerned about. She's my shadow and my hidden blade. And you should take care if I don't stick you with her. I want to know about the girl with you. Tell me more of her. Why do you keep asking about her? Delny is mine. She will stay mine until I say otherwise. I am the one who's interesting. I am the one you should care about. Vrung's rage seems to have loosened his control over his companion, for you see a flash of blue skin beneath the shadows. Her mouth works frantically as if she's trying to tell you something while her captor struggles with his fury. With an effort of visible will, Vrung brings himself and her back under control again. The psychic bond you have on Delny, remove it. He laughs a shivering peal of mirthless joy that sounds like ice breaking and glass ringing. She is mine. She'll go on my word, not yours. If you don't let her go, I will teach you what suffering truly is. Eridus is really good at these. The young man opens his mouth for a sarcastic comeback, but realizes that you might be serious. He holds up his hand to placate you. Alright, one moment. He concentrates, or rather, doesn't concentrate, and the shadows flow away from his face and body. He's a much scrawnier person than you thought, almost gaunt, and he doesn't look at all dangerous or menacing. One sec, I have to take care of my dog. Okay. Menacing. He slinks towards the exit quickly and quietly, vanishing around the corner. Delny drops to the ground as he vanishes, and her body begins to tremble and shake. Let's heal her a little bit. 90% is fine. Her eyes snap open in blind terror, seeking any refuge from the nightmares that seem to be replaying in her head. She sees you then, and she begins to relax immediately, her muscles unclenching one by one, and she eases out of her seizure. Thank the gods you're not Vrung, she whispers. The shadows have peeled away, drifting into the air like a poisonous smoke, and revealing Delny's true form. Her skin is an iridescent blue, and her hair is bright pink. He's really gone. I can't feel him in my mind. You did it. Fahat be praised, you did it. She shakes her head as if to clear it, and a small trickle of bluish blood runs from the corner of her mouth where she bit her tongue or lips. I don't know how to thank you. You must have questions. Tell me about yourself. I was born in Nylish, and my parents were good people. I learned the walkways of the second tier by heart. That's how I discovered the portal to the Bloom. I kept seeing the traders who came back from there, and they always had such interesting wares. One day I snuck after them. I wanted to see where they came from. Her face darkens. But that was the day the Bloom closed its pathway to my home. I used to think it was my fault, but the Bloom doesn't seem to care for me now. After I got here and discovered I couldn't get home, I had to find a way to survive. I found 5 families who were willing to help me, and who could afford to feed me once every few days. I helped them when I could and kept looking for a way home, but as I got older, she looks embarrassed. I needed more excitement. That's when I met Vrung. She looks away, unwilling to say much more. He used my psychic power. It was my psychic power that drew him to me. He saw what I had. He wanted to take it and use it for himself. He called me an empathetic amplifier. I could read people, and I could make their feelings stronger. He used me to find out who the scared people were, and then we preyed on them. How did you fall in with him in the first place? He seemed dark and fascinating. The adults didn't want to go near him, but he was like a mirror of what I wanted to be. Strong, mysterious, ambitious. I let him bend me and use my powers to make him more of what he wanted to be, and I didn't realize I was trapped until it was too late. So how are you feeling? Even though I'm still in the Bloom, even though we're still surrounded by all of this, even though I need to make amends to everyone I've robbed and bullied with Vrung, I feel hopeful. It feels like a new beginning, like the night has been peeled away and discarded. Alright, well, farewell. Good luck with everything. Actually, is there anything else? Tell me about yourself again. Nothing else. Tell me again you met Vrung. That's all there is to that little conversation.
Sure it's safe.
Perfect. We solved that little conundrum. We should probably go talk to Queen. Yep. Alright, let's go talk to her really quickly, then we'll come back. Hopefully we'll be able to find a store. That's one of the things we're kind of in desperate need of. Luckily we solved some problems. We're almost out of time on this video as well, so what I think we'll do is we'll turn in this quest to get the reward. We'll end the video and then we'll do another one when we get back to little Nylish, however you pronounce it. It's one of those weird names where you're not quite sure. Nylish? It could be Nilish. Nilish? Could be Nilish. There are several different things it could be. Dear God, my dog will not be quiet tonight. I have no idea what's wrong with him. He's been super barky the last while.
done.
It's okay, we'll finish this video, I'll see what's wrong with him. Then hopefully we'll do another one without his interference. Without singing us the song of his people. Alright, Hyun. Hyun raises her head in a businesslike manner, belied only by her surroundings. You've returned. I don't suppose you've learned anything new about Delny and Vrung. Delny won't be bothering you anymore, and Vrung is gone, for good I hope.
Making a note.
Well, she says, the doubt in her voice clear. I certainly hope you're right. Regardless, you've done much more than I ever could, and you have my gratitude. She produces a pouch from her pocket. Please accept this as thanks. If Vrung is truly gone, I can afford little excess. Also, you may feel free to sleep here anytime at no charge. Damn it. Had I known that, I would have done this first.
Of course.
Without spending my precious monies. What did we get? What's a heat cup? Where is the heat cup? If I were a heat cup, what is it one of these? Anyone else carrying a heat cup that I need to know about? I mean, it looks sort of round, right? So, can't be that hard to find. Or maybe it is hard to find. Did somebody else get it in their inventory? Well, let's take a peek elsewhere, I guess. Rin has 2 gods now? She's not even carrying her beautiful little bow. I don't know what it is. It's a heat cup. Okay, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Nothing there, and nothing there. We'll go through every item if we have to find it. There it is. It's very, very dark on my screen. It's an oddity, 500 bucks
Maddie?
worth. Not
A
bad.
riddle, but not a thinking one. What is handsome, glowing, and pleasing to your eyes?
You? On fire?
You know, you're not very good at riddles.
I think she's excellent at riddles. That was the best answer I've ever heard. For those of you who missed that, Erida said, what is handsome? Hang on, let me just load it up. It's something along the lines of what's handsome, glowing, and pleasing to your eyes. He says it to Matkina, and then Matkina says you on fire. Oh, that was great.
Want it done right.
I actually really like that one. Sometimes the banter between characters in these games is a little bit forced, but that was just straight up beautiful. Okay, we're almost out of time on this video. We're gonna end it really quickly here. We're gonna level up Matkina first, and that will be it. Okay, Matkina is leveled up. She is tier 3, so we can give her a new edge to her speed. She now has 3 speed edge, which is excellent.
Fear me more, I mean.
And that's going to be all. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.